So here we are back with our 250,000-mile van. We're heading to a top secret location where we're going to be able to pull off some rear doors and side doors with it that aren't rusty as snot, and then have windows in them and be able to swap them out for these, because they got a bunch of vans that are going to go to the junkyard, and they said, I got some connections, they said go ahead and come out and swap them out before we send them out. Now, we have put this thing on a scanner, and it turns out that every time the dashboard goes out, we lose communication to the computer as well. So apparently what our major issue here is fuse box. Bad connections somewhere down in there. We're going to have to take the fuse box out and clean it, or potentially even replace it. And it started right up perfectly the other day, no problem. When we were checking that out today, had to hit with some brake clean for it to start. So, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and top off the transmission fluid, and I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to go there without getting on the freeway, because these tires are just old enough. I don't know if I want to run 70 mile an hour for 20 miles, whatever it is, on the freeway. So it's about a 45-minute drive over there and back, and I don't think I will be able to film anything while I'm there. Well, I got a few basic tools here. Got some transmission fluid in it. Still planning my route how to get there, but hopefully we'll make it there and back in one piece and actually get these hinge pins to come out, and we have a successful trip. Well, obviously we didn't make it. Managed to get some stuff swapped over, but then it just died trying to pull out the parking lot, and we can't keep it running. Just like it's getting no fuel whatsoever again. So I had the shame of having to have it towed home by a Ford. So we got the van unloaded, got it up to this far, and I can't keep it running long enough to even inch it forward one more foot. So we're probably going to have to get the truck or something out here and push it to get it up a little further, because it's kind of almost blocking the door a little bit. The angle's a little off. But while we were over there, we ended up getting wheels and tires as well as the doors we were looking for. So these are from 2022, the tires, and these are 2024. That's a heck of a lot better than the 2017s that were on it. Now I can actually drive the freeway if we can get it to run well enough to drive on the freeway without feeling like a tire is going to blow apart. Which is a good thing, because once we got them off, they were splitting between the treads, and I'm surprised I made it the 5 to 10 miles that I did go on the freeway going over there. So they were pretty sketchy. And we got these, we took the rear wheels off. They were actually stuck to the drums. And once we finally got them off, the chrome that was on this left side one had popped off, and that wheel behind that was way worse than I realized it was. So I'm much, much happier having these wheels and tires. But we also ended up getting some new seats as well. We ended up sitting there for 2 days with this thing. I worked on it 2 days. I had to go back the next day to go pick it up, to organize with my buddy, and he helped me go ahead and get these seats, because the seats that were in it were tore up. At least the driver's seat was pretty tore up. We got ourselves a rear mirror and a tow haul switch that was missing. And the rear mirror is a good thing, because we did get rear windows now. It was one of the things I don't like about this van. While it's nice and secure having solid here, you can't see out of it. And some of the intersections we deal with around here, I need to see out of it. So these are the doors. They're in really nice shape. They're from like a 2016 or something newer than this. And they're actually probably too nice for this van. And all of these doors were all power door lock doors. And mine didn't have power door locks, so I had to swap out all the locks, everything, to make them work. We also did get as a hitch, not from over there, a friend of mine, the guy that helped me bring it back home on his trailer. He had this laying in his lot because he'd been scrapping lately. Someone gave it to him as scrap. And he said, hey, it's the only universal one, but if you can make it fit your van, there it is, put it on your van. Now the side doors are just as nice as the rear doors. So once again, too nice for this van. No rust whatsoever, nice and clean. But we did have some issues. The front pins were really, really hard to get out. Took a lot of beating to get them out. Rear ones, we never got these out. Ended up having to cut through here. And they said it was fine, as long as I could throw a bolt through there and keep it there long enough to get it to the junkyard, that's all that mattered. So the pins are still stuck in the center sections. I still need to figure out how to take care of that. So I put new pins in it. So right for now, we got zip ties to make sure that it stays in place. So now we got some decent parts we've thrown at it. Now we just got to get to run. So I'm going to go ahead and get the, when I get some time, get the fuse box out of it, clean all that up, and we hope that's going to solve our problem. I've talked to 2 different people that work on fleet vehicles, and they've seen these similar problems happen from bad connections at the fuse box, and they say that might actually be the problem. We may not have killed a fuel pump. Once we get that sorted out, we'll find out if the fuel pump's any good. If I need to put a fuel pump in it, we'll do that. Once it runs and moves, then we'll deal with the transmission leak and see if we can stop it from leaking like its job. And see if we can get the trailer hitch on it, and then we'll have something maybe we can actually use.